So let's not delay any further. Let's get right to the news this week, and we might as well start off with the biggest news, which is the release of some NBA Live 18 screenshots and video. And this is pretty early this year. We've discussed before when we thought they might actually start releasing news. Of course, we also said that about NBA Live 17 and the drive to NBA Live, which didn't turn out to be things, or certainly they were pushed forward to NBA Live 18 as it is now. But we do have some screenshots and videos, and the response has been interestingly mixed, I guess, from the community. Some people really like what they see, others feeling a little bit disappointed, feeling they wanted to see a little bit more improvement in the animations, for example. But in any case, we thought we'd give our impressions of it as it stands right now from this early preview. Let's see how many screenshots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that I was able to collect off social media, and also various videos that show the same little gameplay teaser, and there's other thoughts from an event in LA last week. So yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and give our thoughts on the screenshots and so forth. And Ben, I thought a lot of the faces look pretty damn on point, in my opinion. Some of them not completely, something a bit off about them. Kyrie Irving in particular, I thought didn't look quite right, but LeBron, James Harden, that Anthony Davis in particular, DeMar DeRozan, yeah, as I said, pretty damn spot on.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think the only one that was probably the most off in a sense was the Kyrie one. But yeah, I liked it. Probably the only thing is probably an element of the skin texturing still that I'd probably like improvement in terms of things. But other than that, yeah, I thought the faces were looking really good.
You mentioned the skin texture. That's come up for people as well. That and the body models for some of the players. You look at Zaza Pachulia in the background of the Stephen Curry, and he looks a little bit skinny, for example, and it's also not sticking his foot under anyone. So not Sim at all.
Well, and Draymond's leg isn't flailed between someone's legs.
No one's been kicked in the crotch. No, but you mentioned the skin texture, kind of having that, I guess, plasticky, waxy kind of look, and that's something that people have noted, which has been a criticism of Live since it came back. That look, the either oily, plasticky, waxy, various. Some people say cartoonish. Cartoonish is not a good enough descriptor. People know that I feel how I feel about the word cartoonish, but
yeah,
but definitely something about that look that's not necessarily spot on for some of the players.
Yeah, I mean, it's still got a few months before launch, so who knows, maybe a couple of adjustments here and there made before release, or even post-release and that. So we'll see what happens.
And you mentioned the adjustments, and models may not change a whole lot. Maybe they need to change some of the assignments of the model files, in the database, I guess, behind the scenes for Zaza or people like that. Is worth noting that Zaza is in the background of that picture, so he's not really the focus of it. But in any case, you talk about the adjustments. That was something they did with NBA Live 14, if you recall, back in the day when it came out. The aesthetic wasn't that pleasing to a lot of people, so they adjusted the lighting, and it looked a lot better after that. I mean, still not perhaps to some people's expectations, but still a lot better.
Yeah, so it can be done. So people shouldn't stress too much in terms of things. So yeah, it's.
I mean, and even if it's not out of the box, if they can push through lighting updates, the same way that we used to manually adjust the lighting files for the PC version of Live ourselves back in the day, they obviously know what they're doing. They can do it from their end even easier than we can with their tools and with the dev console and everything. So absolutely, if they can change that based on our feedback of both these early screenshots and also once the game releases, then fantastic. It's certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing, of course, is the small snippet of gameplay footage. It's not 5-on-5 raw gameplay. It's not a proper teaser. It's actually, I guess, one of those teasers of a teaser. Just a little bit of gameplay footage highlighting gameplay from cinematic angles. You've got a nice move by John Wall there where he goes behind the back for the layup. You've got LeBron with the dunk and coming up and sort of flexing a bit. And you've got DeAndre Jordan with that big block off the 200 block off the glass. A lot of people are saying that the animations are still looking a bit stiff, and I can't entirely disagree with that.
I could sort of agree in terms of things, but it could be from an early build
Hmm.
in terms of things. So I'm thinking wait until E3 play or EA play at E3.
Yep.
I'm thinking that's probably when we'll get a better indication of where things are at in terms of that.
I mean, that's an angle that I hadn't thought of. I just thought, oh, well, this is what they've got to show. But yeah, I mean, it is just an early teaser, so I guess we could always remain open, and should remain open-minded and wait for more footage to see. I guess it wouldn't be the first time we've seen some early work in progress builds that turned out to be a lot better. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, maybe that stiffness isn't there. But I will say that even if it is kind of like that, I didn't think it looked terrible. I mean, it's and of course you don't know how it feels, and that's a big thing as well.
yeah. And for me, like the little bits that I did see in that trailer, didn't look like Live 14, 15, or 16 to me.
I thought it looked better. People say it looks worse or no better, but there was definitely movement there that looked better. Some stiffness, yes, but I mean, if they could possibly replace some of those animations, in time, and maybe that's why they're putting something out here so early, just to get some feedback on that and say, well, that animation's not desirable or whatever. But as you said, EA Play is going to bring a lot of hands-on impressions from people in the community. We've got a couple of people going. Eric is going. Steven, the Live King, he's going. So there's people in our community that are going to have to get their hands on the game and get to see it. And, 2 weeks from now, EA Play. So it won't take long for us to actually find out, just how, I guess, accurate the screenshots and videos are.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a short wait now till we really get to see a lot more. So looking forward to that.
Fingers crossed, and of course beyond that, we hope that the modes and roster customization, all of that stuff, we definitely want as well. Just thinking what we can say that I didn't say in the forum. Yeah, I came out of that really liking the John Wall move in particular.
Yeah, that was a nice move.
Pat P-Dub mentioned in the forum that he sort of hopes that it doesn't trigger too much or in a contextually inappropriate situation, which I guess I agree with as well. But the NBA is about flair as much as anything else, so I am really happy to see moves like that in the game.
Yeah, it's given that a lot of animations in previous lives have been sort of cut and dry and very
stiff and so forth, and
well, I don't want to not so much stiff, but
generic.
Yeah, or just not dynamic looking in terms of things. I suppose is probably the way I'm trying to go with it. So it's refreshing to see that kind of stuff in it.
So sort of organic, kind of like
yeah,
and
a little bit more Showtime-ish in terms of things.
Yeah, it's actually not since Freestyle Superstars. Actually, I suppose we've had some of those moves.
And the LeBron alley was awesome. Like seeing the player hit the ground, and in that terms of things, that was really cool to see. So,
and that's something you don't really notice actually when you first watch it. So it wasn't really till I saw him come down and kind of land, and he bent over himself, as on the landing, but yeah, you didn't sort of see the defender fall to the ground, and that's again something you don't really see that much with the collisions, and that's a big thing too, collisions in the paint, etc. So yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what happens there. We do need some more raw gameplay and more extended clips that aren't just some cinematic angles, things like that. So I understand the skepticism, and that's the big thing with Live. I mean, Live 14, 15, 16, steady improvement, things in that game that are a bit underrated in terms of the tech they brought to the table. I mean, you look at the muscle movement in Live 16, the muscles moving under the skin, if you zoom in on a player. I mean, the tech is there, but it just hasn't all come together yet, and there has been those problems. So I do understand the skepticism, but yeah, I really, I'm willing to give it a chance, willing to look for more footage, and what I saw, I did not hate. So, I'm still remain optimistic at this point.
Yeah, I'm the same. I liked most of what I saw. Obviously, given the fact that we're still so many months away from release and all that stuff. So yeah, and until the game is physically in the hands and all that stuff, we'll see how things progress in that. So
yeah, and EA Play right around the corner. Obviously, more information. And it is really cool. I mean, didn't we speculate when we might start seeing information, and we thought that maybe during the finals, and here we are, just before the finals, I guess, actually getting a bit of a glimpse. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think I more speculated at EA Play, so basically nearly 3 weeks earlier than anticipated,
So,
which is pretty awesome.
yeah, we're certainly happy to get some more information. We'll keep on top of it. Obviously, we want to set up some interviews with the developers whenever we can. We'll be reaching out, trying to do that. I've already reached out to our contacts at EA, and they're keen to work with us when the time comes. It's just a matter of when they can put aside the time to chat with us, because they're obviously pretty busy, and B, when marketing, when PR is all ready to push through certain information, because that's always the way that certain things can't be talked about at certain times. So, you never want to do an interview that's an answer. All the answers are, we can't talk about that just yet. That's not fun for anyone. For us doing the interview, or for you to listen or read. So we will set that up as soon as we can. You can check out those videos. We posted them all on the main page. They're also in the forum. Check them out at your leisure. By all means, not telling people how to think, what to believe, but yeah, I think that you and I, Ben, we're both pretty optimistic and willing to see what's going to come from here. Even if there was a couple of things in those first few screenshots and videos that we didn't necessarily 100% like. Certainly some positive things there, and you can call us fanboys if you want, but that's just our take. But hopefully some of the things that we didn't like as much might still receive some polish. We just have to wait and see.
Yeah, probably choice of terms of words, and that would probably be not so much didn't like, just probably saw room for improvement.
Phil could be better. Yeah, that's fair.